Hello there, I'm playing the electric guitar today. This channel kind of specializes on acoustic nylon string guitar because that's kind of what I specialize in, but I was playing my electric guitar today and there's something I want to share with YouTube, with my viewers, my subscribers, and hopefully a lot of new people as well. Basically, it's like how to make your guitar rock harder. So minor pentatonic sort of stuff. Most of us have played that a million times and heard it a million times, and it's the cornerstone of rock and roll guitar playing and blues playing, so I'm definitely not going to diss it. But there's a few things you can do to make it, to me, more exciting and actually as a player more fun, because I find, say you're at a concert and you're improvising, you're doing a big solo or something like that, these single notes require quite an amount of finger dexterity and thought and movement. And when you're really rocking out, who wants to think? So one of the things I really like to do is play multiple notes at once. Some of that stuff is inspired by Slash, the great Guns N' Roses player. I was fortunate enough to see him play this year in Switzerland, and it was just remarkable. But some of it is things of my own creation as well. Before I show you how to do that, the first thing I want to show you is just one bend. So we're in A minor pentatonic, but it's kind of more like A blues. So we're adding the blues note, and I'm also adding some accidental notes because nothing is less rock and roll than always staying in the scale or always obeying musical theory. So what I'm going to do, it's one of my favorite sounds. And by the way, you can do this lesson on acoustic guitar. I happen to be playing electric, you can do this on acoustic. I've got the 7th fret of the G string and the 7th fret of the B string. I'm just holding them one finger each. Bending it a half step. And shaking it. It's one of my favorite sounds. So that might be all you learn today, that's cool. If you look at it, it's interesting because that 7th note at the B string, that 7th fret of the B string is not in the A minor pentatonic or the A blues scale. But as I said, we're allowed to play, you're always allowed to play notes that aren't in the scale. Always. Let that be a lesson as well. You can always play notes that aren't in the scale. The scale is a guideline. You are allowed to step outside that guideline whenever you want. But in this case, it's interesting because we're taking a note that's not in the scale, but we're bending it up a half step to a note that is in the scale, that G note. So I just think that's interesting that you're taking a grip from outside the scale and bending it into the scale. I know when I first discovered that lick, I thought that was quite interesting. So there you go. That's a cool thing to do. Now, the first thing I want to show you is just this kind of 3-note bar. So it's just 5, 5, 5, D, G, B strings. And I'm playing that with one. I'm basically treating that as a note. And then I've got the 7 the same, my 3rd finger barring 7, 7, 7. Then my 4th finger barring 8, 8, 8. So then it's like 3 chords or notes, whatever you want to call it. That's actually a C major chord. It's actually a D major chord. And that's an E flat or a D sharp. But I'm not thinking of them as C major chord, D major chord. I'm thinking of them as 3-note groupings of the A minor pentatonic scale. And to be honest, I'm not even choosing them by how they sound, although they do sound cool to my ear. I'm choosing them because they're great to grip. They're literally, we're playing this stuff based on where our fingers lie so we can really have a connection with the guitar. And in between that, I was just palm muting the open A string. So there's a lot of cool stuff you can do there. I really like it. In that vein, when you play 2 notes at once, it's called a double stop. But double stops are so often to me kind of like something that you do in country guitar or something quite, can be kind of traditional. But these double stops hopefully a bit more exciting. So the 2 8th fret notes, 2 5th fret notes, I like playing those. And if you look at your A minor pentatonic, the 7th fret note is played on 3 of the strings, and I just add it. That's that note that we bent before. So So I kind of include it, so it's 7, 7, 7, 7. I find that to be a really great bass for the third finger. And then it can go to the 5th, and in the minor pentatonic scale, you've got 5th fret notes on every string. So anywhere that you bar that 5th fret is going to be within the scale. I hope that made sense. I love to play like that because I find it can be really exciting. Rather than kind of twiddling the fingers, I like to really use my whole hand and my whole body and soul to play something. It's also a great way to add excitement. So you might do a solo, more standard single notes, and then right at the end to just lift it up one extra level, because that's what this lesson's about, how to rock a little bit harder. So when you're done with your single notes, you can step it up a little bit. That concept obviously applies all over the neck, in every key, in every scale, the double stops and triple stops, triple notes. Then of course playing 3 at once. And you can invent your own. I strongly, strongly, strongly urge you to explore the instrument. One more before I go. So you can play 2 notes. Like in this case, I got the D note at the 7th fret of the G string and the G note at the 8th fret of the B string. I'm holding the B string normal, I'm not moving it, I'm holding the note and bending the note on the G string. That's a fun one. I do this one a lot. Where they're both at the 8th fret, but I'm bending the B string. And maybe this concept will allow you to go and look at the minor pentatonic scale, the blues scale that you've played a million times before, and find some new licks. And wouldn't that be great? Thank you for watching. See you next time.